Good morning, everyone. I hope you are well. We are at Elsecar Antiques Centre this morning in the Heritage Centre in Barnsley, and it's absolutely amazing. So I thought I'd bring you along so that you can just have a quick look round the Heritage Centre. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's massive and it's really popular. There are shops, bars, restaurants, coffee shops, you name it, it's there. So this is me walking after I've deposited all my heavy boxes, and I'm going to set up my cabinet now. So the first thing to do is to get to the antiques centre and go and pay my dues. So I've paid for 1 month and my final month, so that you can't run off without paying at the end of the term, but I'm fine with that. So we're just walking along. I'm having a look at the shops. I really need to come back and have a really good look round because there's so much to see. I can't believe how popular it is. We were allowed in half an hour before it opens, and when I went there were already people queuing to get into the antique centre, so that was a really positive sign. There's the visitor centre. We're just going to keep going along. There's a pub behind here, there's massive car parks, there's super dog walks and everything. So if you haven't been, really come along because I think you'll enjoy it. It seemed so popular. I was absolutely shocked. So we're going to head round now. There's people already having a coffee, and we're going to show you where the antique centre part of it is. Let me see, are we nearly there? Not quite, a bit further to go. There we have it. So there's all plants and things outside, so also quite some good bargains. I'm upstairs. This is the view from the upstairs. It's absolutely huge and it was so busy already. My cabinet is number 54. Here's my stuff and we're ready to rock and roll. The cabinet I think is in a good place. It's the first one. And here we are, number 54. So I thought first job, I'll give it all a clean and had a quick recce at everybody else's, as you can see, and get going. So here I am channeling Robert Redford today. So sad about his passing. I've gone all equestrian and Sundance Kid. I'm just going to give the cabinet a good clean. It was clean already. This took me quite a while, to be honest, but I wanted to give it a good going over. It's really difficult when there's so many people already in the antique mall to try and get stuck in, and I've got stuff everywhere. I put my tripod on somebody else's table, and you're going to see plenty of bum shots, I'm afraid, today, but it is what it is. It's quite hard to sort of keep your cabinet open when everybody's passing by and people interrupt you all the time just to say hello, and I'm like, hello, everybody's so friendly. There was a guy as well saying, look, I'm putting some things in my bag because I can't carry them and walk with a stick. I said, yeah, that's fine, do whatever. So yeah, just finishing off the cabinet now, and I thought I'd better get started because I was meeting my friend for a coffee and I didn't want to spend all day messing about because it's one of those where you're never happy with it. So I just thought, let's get some stuff in. You're supposed to put your key items in first. I was just trying to unpack them as they were, just getting things out. I had done different tubs for different colours. I brought those hydrangeas from the garden and they were a big no-no. They were dropping bits everywhere and they'd send me insane, so they had to go. But I was trying to keep to my coloured themes and my vignettes that I'd already set up at home. So that was the theme. I realised when I'd brought everything that actually those glass cabinets are quite hard to fill. You do need a lot more than you envisage. So lesson to myself to bring more next time. I was a little bit disappointed that it wasn't ram-packed when I'd finished, but you know, this is the first time, so you live and learn, don't you? But I'm setting up that lovely pink rose dressing table set here, which I absolutely adored. So I wanted to concentrate my efforts on the eye level first off and put some key things out there, and that's what I did. But you know what, you have to keep moving things around until you're happy. And when you've got these glass cabinets, you don't want to block the light from one shelf to another, so you have to move big things around so you're getting the light to travel down the cabinet. So that was something I was very aware of. When I come next time, I'm going to make more use of the bottom. So I've got 4 glass shelves and obviously the bottom, which is wood, and I'm going to take a glass shelf out and put it on the bottom so I can put some high umbrella stands down there. I decided to have a real range of prices, so starts from about £3 right up to 35. That's my most expensive at the moment. I took my tape measure to measure the cabinet and the shelving, but guess what? I didn't even get round to that. Another thing that I was really wary of, when I was putting plates in and things, they kept slamming down, and I was terrified of smashing one of the glass shelves. I went to IKEA last night and got those wooden plate racks, and I was really glad I did, because those plates, as I said, from Hornsey Pottery were so very heavy. I had ordered quite a few things online, but they didn't arrive in time. So yeah, you can see I'm just getting there a bit really. I've fast forwarded this quite a lot. One thing that really disappointed me was when I took on the cabinet, they did say I could use those places at the side where I could hang some of my pictures, but apparently that's a no-no, and to be honest, there weren't any hooks either, so somebody had restocked there. Apparently people pay for the wall space, but when I went, she said I could just put pictures everywhere, so I was a bit disappointed, and I'm trying to cram pictures into my cabinet as well to try and make the best use of the space. When I came back home, I already got my next lot ready to go, so that's ready and waiting. I expect they're going to email me over the weekend and say, Susan, you've sold everything. I wish. But you can only do what you can do, can't you? I was looking at other people and just seeing what was catching their interest. There were a lot of guys into obviously the coins and the trains and that sort of thing. But oh my gosh, there's so much choice there that is absolutely phenomenal. There is stuff in every inch of that antique centre. And I was asking how often I need to come and restock, and they said some people come several times a week. That's seriously not going to be me when I've got a job, and I don't really want to commit to every weekend. The trouble is they close 4ish, so it's just impossible to get after work. So I'll just do what I can do. I want to refresh the shelving, but I don't think I'll do a full-on refresh because that's too much lugging about. I think I'll move things around and do sort of the eye level shelves and things like that, but I won't be taking tons and tons and doing the whole lot every time I go. That's just too much of a nightmare, I feel. But see what you think when I've finished. I'm getting towards the end now, I think. I was probably there an hour, sorting it all out. I tried to keep all my equestrian together, but that didn't really work out for me. I wish I'd bought more blue and white because I've got tons of it in the garage. But when I was packing up the car, I just couldn't face going into the garage and rummaging around. So I took what was to hand at the time. Let me know your thoughts, won't you? If you find this interesting or not. I'm really surprised that there aren't any other videos on YouTube about doing a cabinet. They're mostly about booths. I tried my very best. I wasn't perfectly happy with it. As I say, I don't think I brought enough, but it's a learning curve, isn't it? And you can only do your best. I was quite surprised though. The minute I'd gone, they came to look at what I'd put in the cabinet in case there was anything they weren't happy about. But I try not to break any rules on day one. So we're nearly there now, thank goodness. Just a final little flick around and then we can have a look at the finished result. I did have a look at some of the other booths while I was there and thankfully didn't buy anything. Everybody's passing all the time, but that's so good. That's just such a good sign. I think as well, a lot of people were regulars because they knew everybody, and they come to spend money. And this is the only booth area. It's the only outlet where I feel like people have come to buy. So that was very comforting to see. I just hope it's you know, something that catches people's eye. They said to me before I signed up last week that usually booths that are new do quite well straight away. Who knows? They probably just said that to sell me one of the cabinets. I keep saying booths, so sorry. Anyway, this is the finished result. See what you think. I've got all my big heavy brown plates, my horseshoe bookends, and this tankard's brilliant. It whistles and it says whistle, wet your whistle and whistle for your beer, or something on the other side. But I was quite happy with this top shelf. And then we went down to the start of the rose collection. I think that spode casserole dish is absolutely phenomenal. I've got all my horsey stuff that I showed you before, and that pie dish is beautiful. It's from M&S. It's a vintage M&S. And then I've tried to ram some pictures in. I've got all rosy type things in here, and little dressing table things, really. Vases, my biscuit barrel. I'm hoping some of the things are quite reasonably priced. And then we go down to the blue plates, and that fruit bowl is Japanese, and I've got some lovely salad servers in there. You've seen that vase before. I've got some plates and a dog. I've got another dog to take actually, so hopefully that one will go and then I can restock. So please comment, share, like, subscribe. It means the world to me. This isn't a too long video. You'll be glad to know it's a short one today. But whatever you're doing this week, have a lovely week, and I'll see you soon.